Hello there, everyone. My name's Ayumu Kagami, and I wanted to do a different on ayu-talks. This time, I just want to talk about a show that I enjoy thoroughly and give a small announcement onto it. The show is called Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir. It is, and I'm not going to have like a full fact sheet on this. I'm just going to talk about like what was on my mind and everything like that. I got a couple character names, so I do not mess it up. This is a French, Korean, Japanese combination thing. There'll be a link to the other preview. It did have like an anime style initial thing. It's super good. I'll have a link to that in the description. But I wanted to talk about the show just to raise awareness, whatever you want to call it. This is one of those, it's a kid's show, but also one that can just be enjoyed. It's done fairly well. It's not just pandering like many other kids shows have been in the past. This is a superhero show that follows Ladybug and Cat Noir. I need not explain who's who. And their alter egos, Marinette and Adrian. Being Marinette is Ladybug, Adrian is Cat Noir. And I have no script for this at all. I found it just on Netflix. Randomly, I just saw the show. I was like, what's this? What is this show? I was just browsing, and I started looking into it a little bit more, and I watched like all of it. I like binge watched like 6-7 episode chunk. I know it's not really binge watching, but I watched large chunks of it, and I really like the show, so I wanted to talk about it a little bit. So it does have well, let me start off with it. It has some minor issues. I don't want to say like it's problems, but I do want to address it like right out the bat. This show is extremely episodic. Normally I'm kind of against episodic things, but I think it did a really good job with what it did. There is a new villain each time as the show progresses. And I believe I have it. I have it somewhere here. Right here. So this is an example of one of the villains. I believe this is episode 1's villain. It's Pigeon Man. All of the villains are demonized or akumatized. Akuma is demon in Japanese. When they have strong negative emotions by the primary villain in the show, Hawkmoth. I didn't get a picture for him. Whoops. But he's the main villain. He's in it plenty. One of the things I did want to point out, as I bring up the first villain, is this show does something weird that not a lot of other shows do. It starts off kinda in the middle. Like, it doesn't start at the beginning of the show. It starts off after our two characters already have their powers. And that, to me, like, it's kind of like a pilot. You don't want too much exposition in a pilot. A lot of it, they kind of just let it flow as the show flowed. And I thought that was really cool. That the show basically just, well, flowed naturally. Like, it went. And I really liked it. Even with the first episode, it's very campy, kind of like non-serious comics. Comics definitely taking a more serious tone, like Batman and The Flash and Death and all that, but it is very campy, and I really like it for that reason, because sometimes I don't want something super heavy, serious. And it does have some very good voice acting in it, with it being a Japanese show, and the reason I say that is it was like written by a French person. Some of the animation is done in Korea. I don't remember which Korea. If they said, I think it was South. Don't quote me on that. Korea had Toei Animation, which I believe is Japanese focused. It takes care of Dragon Ball Super, is like a really big one that they're doing, at least right now. I think Netflix is like helping out with it. I think I saw it like as a Netflix original. That's like why it popped up, and I was like, what? No way! Another show that did that is Little Witch Academia, sorry, which is a show I might talk about on one of these. It says Netflix original, but it's not a Netflix original. Maybe it was like the dubbing was done by Netflix, like they helped fund it or anything. Christina V, or like Valens, I don't dare try, even though I just did, but Christina V did a fantastic job, and she's in other media as well. Zero no Tsukaima, she plays Louise. The English dub of it, The Familiar of Zero, it's the English name of it. She did a great job. Don't watch it in English, the main male character did a bad job. But back on topic to this show, I like the voice acting in it. It was a little iffy, but we, as the States, have really come a long way with making even smaller projects. Like, this isn't Dragon Ball Z, Bleach, Naruto, One Piece. It has, we've come to having better and better voice acting. I was always a little about it in the past, especially things coming over because this is kind of like a French show. I think like it is, the show takes place in Paris, France, which is why I say it's like kind of a French show. It does have a pretty good cast of characters, even beyond just our two roles. Marinette is the center in the show, but it also does have a plethora of other characters, just showing several of the main characters in it, with it being starting on the right, Marinette, and then there's Adrian. In the background is Chloe. She's like the main antagonist. No more fingers. But she's kind of like the main antagonist outside, excuse me, of a direct conflict with the villain. She's a spoiled brat. And then there's the rest of the cast. They actually give, like, even early on, like, they give characters their own episodes, which I enjoyed. Around 14, 15 of the series, and even like 11, the two characters on the left who, I'm not going to try and pronounce their names. Not that their names are like hard to pronounce, I'm not going to remember them. I don't remember them off the top of my head because I'm recording this, elsewise I do remember most of their names. But it is fairly well done, and it gave the characters like a little bit of a spotlight in it. I believe there's 25 or 26 episodes, and it is there's also a Christmas special, Christmas movie. It's a musical, where I think that's what it has singing in it, but it's not all singing. Kind of like a lot of Disney musicals do. This isn't Disney. But I did want to talk about it, at least bring some attention to it. This is a show I'm very much so interested in, and I'm excited to see what else is going to be done with it. It came out in 2015. I believe it's on Nickelodeon, which is awesome, because that means there's a good show on Nickelodeon. There's been a lot of, like, just SpongeBob and crap, except for Gravity Falls. I believe that's Nickelodeon. Even Pokemon's on, like, that's on Disney XD, I think. Anyway, it's good to see more good shows, like, getting on the actual networks, because there's been just garbage on a lot of them, besides, like, 5 shows, which I might talk about if you guys want to hear about it. But one of the other reasons I wanted to say this is season 2 coming on Netflix. And this is why I'm not entirely sure it says only on Netflix. right down there. This is just a picture I found. Maybe it's not true. About that, it being only on Netflix, but it could be like it launches on Netflix. It's going to be half of this season. I just hope Netflix doesn't call it all of season 1, as they've done with other shows, or season 2, as they've done with other shows. They're like, oh, this is season 1, and it's just half of season 1. So, you know. But I just wanted to talk about it. I'm very much so interested in watching this and seeing where it goes from here. So, it's on Netflix, and I think it's probably on Nickelodeon. I think it was Nickelodeon. I'm sorry. It's Disney or Nickelodeon. I'm super sorry. I don't have any, like, actual things right up in front of me because I didn't want to worry about that and just be like, okay, reading it. But now I don't remember. But, so, whoops. But give it a look-see. See what you think about it. I personally enjoy it. And I just wanted to bring it up to everyone else. This is something I'm actually rewatching, and I only watched it a little while ago, so I really like it. I wanted to mention it to other people. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching these. Leave down in the comments what you think about the show, or what you would like to see else on another AU Talks, or anything like that. I'm all open to almost all topics, just not politics or religion or all those like big stupid poopy things that I don't know enough about, so I couldn't even talk about it. Politics making me sad. Boom! I talked about it! Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I do sincerely appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to catch more of these, and check out some of the other series I do on my channel of video games. Why not check out The End Is Nigh, where I actually get super mad in one of the episodes. So, thank you very much, everyone. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!